Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dice Cast. I am Russell, and with me I have.
Fishman.
Well, last we left off, Aquans Jonas were called upon to look into the disappearance of an important treaty in Lyria, as well as the civil servant responsible for working on said treaty. The treaty detailed a plan in Lyria in order to form an alliance with the Elven lands in an attempt to thwart the threat of the dragon that had been plaguing Lyria since the start of winter. The disappearance of this treaty was already a problem for Lyria, as not only did it eliminate a potential solution to their issue with the dragon, it also would have placated the people and possibly prevented tensions in the city from getting worse. Realizing that they probably had a little time, they set Aquans Jonas set out immediately to investigate the occurrence, and after making some initial minor progress, they eventually came to the conclusion that an elvish ambassador was in Lyria at the moment and was responsible for aiding the civil servant in writing up the treaty. Despite this fact, no one seemed to really understand where this ambassador was staying, except that he was staying outside the city in the rural areas. This becoming their main lead, the party set out to investigate the rural outskirts of Lyria, where investigations led them to the Fireside Newt Inn, a place which they had previously visited when they were looking for Bree and her mysterious friend before they had vanished.
Oh, that's right, too.
Jonas discovered that another former traveling companion of the party was staying at the Fireside Newt Inn, and that was Reynard the Necromancer. He was also keeping an eye on them through the use of through a few hired guards and spies, and also seemed to be responsible for some attempts at magical surveillance within the very inn room. All of this pointing towards him as a possible suspect, Jonas decided to infiltrate and investigate, and indeed discovered the the stolen treaty sequestered beneath the floorboards in his room. Claiming said treaty did result in a short altercation between the the two wizards, which did result in the Fireside Newt Inn catching fire.
Not my fault.
For once, Jonas was not to blame.
Yep.
Jonas took a daring escape route of jumping out the window, and through some quick thinking on his and Aquans' part, they were able to evacuate everyone and alert them to the threat of the fire, causing Reynard to sneak off in the confusion. They returned the treaty to Lyria and managed to resolve the matters for the moment, despite the fact they were unable to find the missing civil servant.
Yeah. Loose
And
end.
with that, I will turn it over to you.
All right. Yeah. So that was, excuse me, a couple of days ago.
So we are getting a long rest.
Oh, yeah. We got a long rest. You can alter your spells as you choose. We've gone back to our normal routine of, well, going into the inn, eating, resting, getting up,
Yeah.
eating, going to the academy, doing other research that we need to do for various things, being wizards. And yeah, a couple of days go by. If you wish to make anything during that time, let me know. Got a couple of days. I
Yeah,
know
there are a few scrolls I would probably like to
yeah,
read.
I want to make one scroll. Oh, sorry. I should say I want to replace a scroll that I used, the resilient sphere scroll I used on you. I want to replace that.
Okay.
And I would like to make another attempt at a superior healing potion during this time as well. So that'll basically cover the 2 days.
All right. Yeah, that's good because I have a couple scrolls I've used I would like to replenish. The first of which is the knock scroll, which we
Yep.
used last time. We no longer have the chime of opening, and your skills with lockpicks are not always
Yeah.
up to the job.
No.
So yes, I think I'll start there.
All right. Very low DC.
Yes, it's a DC 12. All right. Well, I rolled an 11 even before I add my Arcana modifier plus 8, so that's a total of 19.
Okay. The first thing I want to do, because I messed it up last time, is try to make another superior healing potion.
All right.
I'll get out the enchanted cauldron and I'll give it a try.
All right.
Not with those rolls.
I think you used all your luck last time.
Oh yeah, I might use it all this time too.
Yeah, but so this is a new day, you mean?
Yes,
Okay.
I'll not do it the same day.
Okay.
Um, that's a 15 plus 6, I think, right? I have
It's
plus 3 for skill.
plus 3 for your proficiency, plus 1 for your wisdom.
That's
And
only a 19 then. Do I get anything else? I don't think so.
the cauldron gives you advantage.
Yeah, I already blew that. All right, that's 1 point of luck. 2 points of luck. Switch die.
Hmm.
And there's another set of bunch of stuff gone.
This is difficult.
Well, it's a 20 DC. I was close with a 15.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't think you have any other. It's just a medicine check for you. So
Yeah, I'm proficient. And
hmm,
I have plus 1 because of my wisdom, and that's it.
yeah,
It's just odd when I have to do these checks because all the other ones that matter are higher.
yes.
All right, screwed that up.
All right then.
So we go off to the academy, um, do our stuff for the day, go back. The next day, is there anything you want to do before we head out there?
Yes,
Or
I am going to want to make another scroll. I had a scroll of ice storm, but I've used that.
yeah,
Given the fact there's a dragon flying around, it's probably a good idea to have a bit of extra firepower, or ice power in this case.
yeah,
So that is a higher DC.
yeah. Not high, much higher.
Well, that's a 2.
Well, that got screwed up.
Yes, so it only brings up to a 10. So those materials go to waste.
Yep. During that time, I did manage to accomplish getting a scroll of resilient sphere made.
Yeah, so you managed to succeed on yours?
Yep.
All right.
So,
Anything else then?
nope. Not we only get to try once per day, so
Yes.
no, we're basically finishing up for the day of our research, heading back towards our inn, get some supper and rest. When a runner comes up to us and says, Xanathio is looking for us, and he leads us to her study.
Oh, well, this might give us a few extra scrolls with some twists.
Some twists. Now, Xanathio is very happy to see us because, well, we volunteered to check out those 2 scrolls for her,
Mhm.
and she's well, this is her passion. This is what she likes to do. This is research into new ways of writing scrolls and hopefully improving things. And oh, that's what she does. And she has 2 new scrolls for us if we're interested. They're
All right.
both the same this time, and they're also in a different school of magic. And they're not evocation anymore, so the chances of you getting blown up are basically 0. She hands over, if we're interested, 2 scrolls. They're identical, one for each of us, and they are mirror image scrolls.
All right.
Are
I'll
you
take
are
that.
you interested?
I will take that. Yes.
All right. So we each receive a altered mirror image scroll, and she waits the outcome of our trial with those.
All right, so they're illusion scrolls this time.
Yep.
Oh, that does limit the odds of us exploding.
Yeah. Um, it is a favorite spell of ours.
Yeah,
And it's
it comes in very
actually,
handy.
yeah, kept me alive once or twice or more than that, probably. So anyway, she thanks us. Says, like I said, let me know. I'm very, very interested in how this works out. Research goes on, and field tests are very important in this sort of thing. Not a whole lot of adventurous members of the academy, you may have noticed. So the fact that you guys are interested in this is just wonderful. And we have more stuff coming up. I hope you continue to be interested.
Right then.
Thanks us for time, and we leave.
All right, so we head out then.
Yep, we go back to our inn, have our supper, head up to well, a deserved rest, well or deserved or not, who knows. Our research is not going as well as it could, but we each had one success. That's fine. So we do set up our alarms. We do set
Yes.
up our hut. We do set up the usual things because too many people have tried to get into our room in the
Yes.
last few months that we've been here. Actually, how long has it been? 2 months now?
About that, yes.
Yeah.
Probably has, yes, we probably passed the 2 month mark. And as far as we know, Reynard has left Lyria, but we do not know that for certain.
Yeah. And
And he may have a bit of an axe to grind against us for foiling his
possibly
plan.
we have made him look bad. So
Unless he can somehow rectify that before he leaves. However, I suspect Lyria is going to redouble the security around that treaty now.
yeah, I don't think they're going to be anywhere near as lax about it for sure. So I would like you to roll your perception checks for the night, please.
All right. That is incredibly low. 12.
Wow, that is bad for you.
Yeah.
Well, fortunately, the DC for this is even lower because, oh, let's say about near the end of your shift on watch. You're probably
All
getting
right.
a little tired anyway. Two pillars of crackling energy rise up out of the floor. A very familiar. I won't even have you roll for it because you've seen it a number of times now.
Yeah, so you've seen this a few times.
Energy crackles between them, and in that haze, stepping through is a very familiar individual.
I assume this is the Lich, or
This is the Lich.
as we've been referring to this individual as.
He hasn't told us his name, and that's
We
maybe
haven't bothered to ask.
maybe disconcerting. Who knows? And without any preamble, without any introductions or anything, he says, "Please wake up your friend. I have very important news."
I'll wake you up and I say, we have a visitor.
And yes, so after blinking the sleep out of my eyes and basically getting rid of the hut so I can see, he can see us. He says, I have a very urgent situation that has developed. And this is very, very embarrassing for me, but I will try and be succinct. He says, a member, well, you've been recently to the Isle of Fog, and congratulations, by the way, on your success there. Unfortunately, it has had some repercussions. Some of the research materials that have been brought back because of that have come to a particular researcher, and that individual has discovered the location of something I would wish would have stayed hidden. As you may have guessed, I am not your typical lich. I am not crazy. I'm not evil. And the process by which I became a lich, well, I won't get into the reasons why. You know already that the Court of the Seven made it necessary for me to take this path. Um. Anyway, I uh, I have somebody here now who's taking an interest in the dice. Hey, you're not helping. This is important. This is very important dialogue. There you go. Oh, so people can see you. Say hi. Oh,
Say hello to Tobias, everyone. Say hello to everyone, Tobias.
yep. And then I got to throw you out. Uh, sorry, sorry, sorry. There you go. Don't like doing that, but it is going to be too interrupting. All right.
He does
Anyway,
like attention.
so he says the research that I did led me to the same facility. And in there, undergoing very arduous trials and research and other things and multiple skills that have to come together, I became what I am. This individual, well, all right, there is a process, and depending upon whether or not he is going alone or he has brought someone with him is very important. I can't go back there because of what has happened to me while I was there. If I go back, I get unmade, and I don't want to do that. If he went alone, it's not necessarily a bad thing. If he's brought someone with him, he must be stopped. I can't go into any of the details. It is all part of the geese that I'm under for the process I went through. But he's going there. This is going to hit the fan relatively soon. Uh, your Archmage is not an idiot. He's kind of twigged to some of this already. And anyway, I think probably sometime in the early hours of the morning, you're going to get a summons from Malzra, and it's going to set you on this path.
Mhm.
I wanted to give you a heads up because you need to be prepared for this because you do not want a cackling, mad, evil lich roaming around in the world.
No, that
No,
would be bad.
that would be bad. And there's no guarantee that it's successful. I mean, it is an arduous process. So, but like I said, wheels are in motion.
Mm.
I figured you deserved a warning because relatively soon now, I'm sure Melzer has come to rely on you two, as I have. You're going to have a very important mission. And with that, he wishes us luck and casts his teleportation again and steps through and is gone.
All right, then. I said, well, that answers the question what he's been up to.
Yeah, someone's been busy. So I assume we attempt to go back to sleep.
Yes, I'm going to you're going to recast the hut, I assume, and then take your watch.
Yep.
And I'm going to attempt to sleep despite that.
Yes. Yes, bad things are afoot, possibly.
Yes.
Well, apparently that news has really perked me up and I'm wide awake.
That is
Uh, yeah. So morning comes. The hut doesn't go away because, well, we cast
because
it.
its time has not expired yet.
Yeah. Your alarms are gone.
Yep.
We get up, we go down to breakfast. Halfway through our breakfast, we don't get a full meal, but that's fine. We've been eating rather well the last few months.
Yep.
A out of breath courier comes running in and surveys the room, sees us, runs right over to us, and hands us a scroll, and stands there breathing really hard while we read it.
All right. I take the scroll
Yep.
and read it. This is probably becoming a very familiar sight for everyone, the Crested Kingfisher.
Oh, great. They're at it again.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a very urgent request from Malzra, the Archmage, Amadeus Malzra, I guess I should say his full name every now
Yep.
and then. To come as quickly as possible. This page will take you to my private quarters. Hurry. please.
All right. Well,
Uh,
we are probably a bit more prepared than we would have been, so I take it we're just going to go.
yeah. Oh, by the way, you would have had time to alter spells if you wanted to because of this warning.
Yes, but I think considering I do not know exactly what we're going into, my standard prepared list of spells is probably what's best.
Yeah. I know exactly what we're going into, but I can't change mine.
Yeah.
All right. Once we go in through this gate, there seems to be, we've noticed actually the last couple of days, there seems to be a lot more, I gotta just call it activity. There's a lot of couriers, messengers going back and forth. Every now and then you'll see a group of the uppity ups, the important nobles and slash members of the council going back and forth. There's lots of talking going on.
Mhm.
Seems to be a little bit more of that today. Something's going on, you don't know. We get led in through the main, well, the Archmage, well, lives, well, basically near the top of this tower. That's where his quarters are.
Yes.
We go in through there. There seems to be a fair number of students who are engaged in sort of hushed conversations. You can roll a perception check if you really want to.
Sure. 22.
All right. You know how the telephone game works.
Yes. Basically, one person says one thing to another person who says another thing to another person who says another thing to another person, and so on. And by the end, you get to the line, the message is incomprehensible from what it started out.
This is basically what you're getting. Bits and pieces of conversation from someone's been kidnapped, someone has stolen some important material, has teleported away, all kinds of crap.
Mhm.
None of it seems to be um, anything according to what we've got as information. So we could go by all this. We get led up to where his quarters are,
Yeah,
and there
distinct feeling that the worst case scenario the Lich described might be coming true, though.
we get to his like his quarters are not just like a room. It is a suite of rooms, and sometimes what he does is he will hold meetings and whatnot. And there is a lineup of some of these people you recognize as part of the council, part of the academy. These are important people.
Yes.
There's a lineup. We get led right past that. We get some looks. Um,
Well, as long as one of them isn't a side eye glance from the Medusa, I think we're fine.
yeah, we get looks and we get in, and there is some hurried conversation as the door closes behind us. Some more speculation you suspect is happening.
Yes, we are being called. Well, we are being called upon to handle a situation, is what they're going to come to the conclusion of, which is probably the correct one.
Yes. So anyway, we get led in past the main. There's sort of like a four office
Yeah.
where there's a desk and chairs and stuff and set up for people to talk whatnot. We go up through there because there's nothing in there at the moment, and we go into his main study slash workshop. We've been here before,
Mm.
and he's there. He's going over some stuff, and he sees us, and he steps up and he says, oh, great. Thanks, the page. I won't need your services anymore. Please close the door and tell everyone I am going to be a few moments. I will be as quick as possible. And then he waits, signals us to be wait. Guy leaves,
Yeah.
door closes. During that time, I would like you to roll an insight check on someone we've seen a few times.
On the Archmage.
Yes.
All right. I hope I roll high. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. That's a, that's a total of 20.
All right. We've known this gentleman for a while.
Yep.
He has made some excellent decisions and has been a very calm, collected, and well-meaning individual. And the entire time we've known him. He doesn't take any real chances with anybody that's under him or anything, but he does know certain things need to be done. At the moment, he looks like a caged animal.
So
He,
this is the most nervous we've ever seen him.
yeah, he is a bit agitated. He's only because we've known him really well, well, reasonably well.
And I rolled really high.
He rolled really high, yeah. That we noticed that he is definitely agitated. He says, "Please come in. I don't have much time." The reason is, obviously, the dragon is becoming more and more of a concern with the population. I have endless meetings, endless petitions, endless, what am I going to do about this? What am I going to do about that? How are we going to
Endless
deal with this if this
policies
happens?
to review.
Yes. And there are times when I actually enjoy being in the position I have. Not now. I don't get to do anything that I need to do. My research has fallen off. I have stuff I want to do, but I can't do. The second I get 2 seconds of moments to breathe, someone comes along saying they need me for something. You saw the lineup on the way in. That is my morning. In the afternoon, I'm going to be in the chambers of the council. I will be doing stuff there. I get about an hour-ish a day to myself. So that's my problems. And I can't leave. The second I leave, people panic. It's like I'm the only person holding this place together. It's absurd. But anyway,
I'm starting to sympathize with this individual quite a bit.
yeah, it says a very good friend of mine, my mentor, when I first came here as a student many years ago, has come across some interesting research. He's let me know the bits of it, but he's been very, very secretive lately. He has teleported away. Now, this doesn't necessarily sound too ominous to most people, but I know this gentleman. Well, I've known him now for the better part of 60 years, and he is very charismatic. When I got, like, back then, he was very popular with students. He was a teacher. He was old then. He is older then than I am now.
All right, that
So
is
that,
not necessarily unusual for some of
no,
the other types of humanoids.
no, he is human. He is very talented, very bright, a little bit feeble these days. Kind of plays it up. He says, "Here, let me show you." He casts a minor illusion spell, and sitting there, if you remember from the movie Big Trouble in Little China, you remember Lopan when he was sitting in the wicker
The wheelchair, yes, when he's in the old
wheelchair?
man version.
Yeah, kind of looks like that. But this is kind of what he looks like.
So really old.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, it is actually a wheelchair. And he says he built that, and he doesn't really need it, but he likes playing up the fact that he's really old, just get people to do stuff for him. It is pushed by a permanent unseen servant. It's really kind of a cool device, and that's how he gets around. He can actually walk, but when you're that old, he gets a little eccentric, let's say. Ever since you gentlemen, and by the way, congratulations again with Isle of Fog. It has unfortunately a bad side. Not all of that research that they did, because they were in the middle of a war, is stuff that is good for the world, because They were trying to prevent an apocalypse, even though it didn't happen. They didn't succeed, but some of that research has come to my friend. His name is Purgle, by the way. In case you run into him, I'm hoping you do, because this hopefully is going to be a rescue mission, but we'll see. He's come across it, and he got very secretive the last few weeks. He's been in his study. Not unusual, because once he finds something he gets his teeth into, he just focuses on it. And he's obviously found something that he thinks is very, very interesting. Something that has drawn his attention sufficiently that late last night, he, with the assistance of someone, not sure who it was, we're doing a search now of all the students, has teleported to some facility somewhere. Now, if you're familiar with the teleportation spell, it works best if you know where you're going.
Yes.
If you don't know where you're going, it works really, really well if you teleport to a teleportation circle.
Yes.
It works even better if you work from a teleportation circle to a teleportation circle. And that's what he has done. And that's the only reason why I know anything about where he went, because all teleportation circles well, we have one permanent one here in our academy.
Yes.
Anyone who uses that, where they teleport to is recorded. So he teleported away, and we're not sure, but we think he brought a student with him, and he's teleported this facility. That got brought to my attention because of all the tension in this place at the moment. I got tons of paperwork. Unfortunately, the individuals involved did not bring it to my attention until this morning. I found out about it. The first thing I did, contrary to what everybody else here wants me to do, is I went down to the teleportation circle and teleported to where he went.
And where was that?
I don't know. It is a building. It was constructed. It is immensely old. I couldn't begin to guess without proper research, which I'm not allowed to do because I'm stuck here. Normal teleportation circles. He points to one because he has one here.
Yes.
This is his private one. He says, this is the one I'm going to use to send you to where you need to go if you decide to help me. The teleportation circle that I went to is not typical. It is a device that is set onto the floor. It can be picked up and moved anywhere. But this one particular one sits in this particular spot. I teleported there, and I had a quick look around. But the second I went a little bit too far, these devices all appeared, and they started firing bolts of energy at me. And they were blockable by mirror image, which is wonderful. But again, if I'm gone more than 2 minutes, I guarantee I'm going to be asked 500 questions the second you are gone, and I start dealing with them about what's going on, because rumors spread. I mean, and anyway, that's my headache. So what I would like you to do, if you, I'll be very, very grateful if you can go and find out what in the world my old friend and mentor is up to.
All right. So we are going to unknown location that we may not be able to get back from.
I have made demands of all these people that are wanting my time. And I told them this is not negotiable. I get 1 hour to myself at lunch every day. If I don't get it, I'm going to go crazy, and I need my downtime. And they've agreed to this. So I'm going to send you there. Tomorrow, I will teleport there at noon. And if you're there to come back, I'll take you back. Hopefully, all of you.
Mhm.
If not, I'll do it the next day and the next day until this is resolved.
Yes. Well, depending on what what possibly is in this facility we're heading to, if we're not back by in a few days, we will, likely be dead.
Let's hope that's not the case. Are you willing?
I said, well, call this diviner's insight. I say, I think there's more to this than what's going on, and we need to find out what's going. We need to investigate this, I think. Do I have to make a roll here to contest that?
No, well, are you trying to be?
Well, not. I'm not technically lying.
No, you're not lying.
Persuasion?
Yeah, no.
No.
It says I've gotten to know you two. Your access to knowledge seems to be on par with mine sometimes. Yes, I agree.
Yes. And I said, so that definitely that definitely means I am going, but I will let Jonas speak for himself.
Go to a place no one's been to in forever. Count me in.
Yes. I was fairly certain I knew your answer. I just didn't want to speak for you.
So, all right, we got to hurry this up. He hands us each a potion of superior healing. Hopefully, you
Yep.
don't need them, but trust me, this is more than I need to. The least I can do, I should say.
Yep. All right.
And also, he hands each of us a very familiar crystal. One has looks like a dinosaur etched into it,
Mhm.
and the other one has a giant a snake etched into it.
Okay.
And he says, "I know you know what these are. Hopefully, they'll come in handy as well. Which one do you want?" And he says, "No, which one? Which
Do
one do you
you
want?
have a preference?
Snake or the Allosaurus?"
Yeah. Do you have a preference?
I don't really care.
I'll take the snake. You can take the dinosaur.
All right, all right. If you will please come with me, and he
Yes, because I assume there's going to be quite a few impatient people on the other side of the door, possibly knocking at this point.
no, they're not that bold.
Yet.
But anyway, I do have things I do need to do, even though I don't want to do them.
Well, they're going to definitely realize that we left by some other means than going out the front door.
Yeah, well, a little bit of mystery in their lives will do them good. All right. So he goes to he goes to his personal teleportation circle, and we get teleported.
Yes. For only the second time, I believe.
Yeah. This is a little bit different. It feels different too. Hold on a sec.
All right.
This is where we end up. This is a small room. This is roughly a 12-foot radius circle. If it was full circle, same on this side,
Yep.
and about a 10-foot corridor. This is roughly what this thing looks like. It is a metallic device, and you can see we're standing on it. It is just sitting on the floor, and it's got these globes around it, and they flash. Well, when we teleport, a bright yellow. There's another one right beside us, and it's been smashed. It is the same sort of thing, but it's just been destroyed. And this is where we end up.
All right. What's the lighting situation in here?
It is not bright light. You have no idea where the light's coming from. It's just lit.
All right. So there's dim light.
Not dim, but it's not bright. Somewhere in between. You're not
In
hampered.
Dungeons and Dragons, there are two options for light.
It's dim light.
Yes. All right. So the Archmage says he was attacked immediately after stepping out of the circle.
Roll an intelligence check.
All right, I rolled intelligence 24.
Roll an insight check.
18.
You're not certain he was being completely accurate because he was in a rush. You get the feeling that there are other details that he wanted to fill us in on, but didn't have the time.
Regardless, I'm going to take flip over my arcane grimoire. I'm going to speak a spell, and pages of energy of basically pages, energy constructs in the shape of pages are going to fly off and adhere to me as I cast mage armor on myself.
Yeah,
As because
that's a new look.
I did it once before.
Hmm,
Hmm.
cool.
Yes. So I'll cast mage armor on myself because it's a long-term protection spell.
Right. All right.
I do not know if you have anything else you want to do before we proceed.
Nothing comes to mind.
We have absolutely no idea what's going on, we're going to encounter in here.
No, nothing whatsoever. All right. I would like you to roll a pause. You don't have anything. We don't. None of us have a skill based on this, so uh, we'll just call it. Actually, no. Let's just. We'll call it survival. Roll a survival check, please.
All right, you have
At
survival. I do
advantage
not.
because I do have it.
Natural one.
All right. This is an old place. It almost gives off that feeling. Not just because we were suggested by the Archmage that this is an old place. Uh, yeah. So we step out of the circle. Well, sorry, we step off of this device, which
Yes.
is a form of a circle. As soon as we leave the device, the light dims. It still gives off a bit of light, but it's less.
All right.
And then,
You're
yeah,
not immediately being uh, blasted with bolts of magic energy.
no,
All right. He did say mirror image could help against those.
nope, you're remembering wrong because your character has a much higher intelligence of 20. It said shield helps.
Okay.
Or did I screw that up?
You did say mirror image.
Did I?
Yes.
All right. Shield blocks it, he says.
Okay.
So it might have been my problem.
Yes. You did say mirror image. I remember that.
All right. We'll blame it on the Archmage because he was in a hurry.
Yes. It's distributed to the NPC. Everything will be fine.
Exactly. So you see a corridor.
Mhm.
That is the only egress from this room.
Well, we're not immediately being attacked. All
Nope.
right. It may be a good idea for us to send a spy ahead. That gives us a few options.
All right. And
We
what's this?
could summon our familiars.
Yep.
They could die very easily. Or I could cast Arcane Eye and send a magical invisible wizard's eye ahead that I can see through at all times in the dark.
Well, the familiars are a lower. I mean, they're
Yes.
not going to use up any resources.
No, not now. The Arcane Eye is very hard to detect and very hard to get rid of.
Sure.
I welcome your input on that.
Send in your cat.
All right. I'll snap my fingers and summon Alice, and I'm going to have her precede us by, let us say, 30 feet.
Okay, so 30 feet. If we stood here, 30 feet would be here.
All right. Yeah. So we'll set up as that.
Yep.
And I want her to keep her ears, eyes, and nose peeled for anything dangerous or out of the ordinary.
All right. Roll a perception check for her, please, all by her lonesome.
Yep. Is the scent based?
No.
No? All right. Mm, 10.
He reports everything's all quiet. And hold on a sec. I gotta move this, sorry. It is in the wrong place. I can't see where I need to click. It's kind of annoying. Good. Now I can see what I'm doing. But she says, if you look through her eyes, you see this.
Yeah.
She's standing right about here at the moment and sees a big empty room, slightly larger than the one we left,
Mhm.
and a stone door, which is closed.
All right.
No markings, no furniture, no nothing.
No obvious traps either. However, that doesn't mean anything. All right. We're gonna just have her wait there. I think we should go up and we should more carefully examine this.
All right, I am going to move the cursor. You tell me when to stop.
We're just gonna go right up beside her. So right at the entry point to there.
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay. The second we basically come to the threshold of this room,
Yes.
a voice, an ethereal voice out of nowhere, says a word that you do not understand.
All right. Do I recognize? I assume this is a magical effect. Do I recognize it?
Roll an Arcana check.
18.
It's similar to a magic mouth spell,
All right.
but not. Something
Something different.
something different, but like it.
All right. I did not recognize the word.
No, it's in a language you do not understand. Roll an intelligence check, please.
11.
You have a tickling in the back of your mind because I think we've heard it before,
All right.
but you can't bring it up.
All right. So that was unhelpful.
Yep.
Well, nothing obvious seems to be happening.
Nope.
Yeah. I want to search this room up ahead for traps.
All right. I would like you to roll an investigation check with my help
Yeah.
as we step forward.
All right. All right. Well, this is a great investigation check. I rolled a total of 27.
All right. All right. The first thing you notice is there is a set of footprints and a set of wheel prints in the fine dust that's on this floor.
All right. So
And
two people did come this way, one in a wheelchair.
they pass and go through there.
Going through the only obvious exit. All right. Do I notice any traps?
You rolled a 27, right?
Yes.
You also notice a very, very faint set of additional footprints.
Okay. So they're distinct from the previous ones. Are they following in the same direction?
They are going literally in the exact same direction, yes.
All right. No way to tell what. Well, I suppose I could try and check that. I don't have good survival, though.
Give it a shot.
All right. My question is this third set of footprints following behind them as if someone was basically, if someone or something followed behind?
All
Like
right,
someone's
roll.
following them? That's the best I can word that, I guess.
Sure. If
Yep.
they're being stalked.
Yes. I have absolutely no idea. The DC on this is probably very high. My survival is not good. 14.
All right. You have the tracks of the wheels.
Yes.
You've got the tracks of somebody,
Yeah.
footprints, but the gait is uneven.
All right.
Then you have a set of very faint tracks that are very even, that are consistently right between the wheels of the wheel tracks.
Possibly a familiar? Or the unseen. Does an unseen servant leave footprints?
roll an Arcana check. I've cast this spell a few times. I used to cast it a ton of times, but this campaign, not a whole lot.
Well, apparently you should have rolled that then, because that's an 11.
Not sure. Could have been.
Hmm.
So, as we're doing this, and we're seeing all this stuff, we have stepped forward a little bit.
Yes. And we've not blown up.
Instantly, with no indication, no build-up magic, or anything else. We are now in a room that looks like this.
Okay, those are crossbows.
No. Crossbow is the closest thing I can get.
Mhm.
These are devices that have just materialized out of nowhere. They didn't pop out of the floor. They didn't drop down from the ceiling. They just all of a sudden were there.
Mhm.
They look, well, doesn't really make any difference, I suppose. They are rod shaped. They are hovering in the air, and the tips of them are beginning to glow. And at this point, we're going to roll for initiative.
Do I have time to unsummon Alice before we do this?
Let's see what you roll on your initiative first, I guess.
That is not a good sign.
Oh, and roll an initiative for Alice too, please.
All right. I rolled an 11.
Okay.
Alice rolled a 21.
Well, she's alert.
Yeah.
Well, seeing I haven't given her any instructions, she obediently does nothing.
All right.
Next
What?
in the initiative order is me.
All right. What do you have?
I have 17.
All right.
And I say to you, I think we should back out of here.
Yep, okay.
I grab hold of you
And drag.
and drag you back 15 feet.
Okay.
Then next up is you in the initiative order.
All right. So that's me. Well, I will attempt to do the same to you and drag you back 15 feet.
Okay. You do so.
All right.
Anything else you want to do?
Not yet, apart from the fact that I'm probably ready to cast shield at a moment's notice. I'm going to have Alice follow us back and exit the room as far back as she can.
All right. Well, she doesn't drag anybody.
No, and
She just bolts and
Yep.
dashes.
yes.
All right. The buildup of energy at this point reaches the climax, and 6 bolts of energy shoot at us. 3 to you and 3 to me.
All right. So, no attack roll to this, I take it.
Roll attack roll.
I will, as a reaction, cast shield, and hope my recollection of the Archmage's words in his haste were accurate.
I will trigger my ring of protection and
Yep.
cast shield as well. The 6 bolts of energy harmlessly splash against our shields.
All right.
At which point we are now outside the room. And just as quickly as they appeared, they are gone.
Okay. That happened.
Yeah.
All right. Something triggered that, which means there's something in there we're missing.
Something that obviously the person who passed here before us was able to circumvent.
All right. Well, in that case, since there's no immediate threat at the moment,
Nope.
I'm going to take up my Arcane Grimoire, and I am going to ritual cast Detect Magic.
All right.
That's going to take 10 minutes.
It does. 10 minutes goes by uneventfully. This place is very, very quiet and still.
Yep.
Once your 10 minutes is up,
Yes.
every last stone, rock, and, well, basically everything radiates magic.
Yes. So my attempt to not go blind.
Yeah. Put on your detect magic sunglasses.
I am going to, I guess, visually try and locate a glyph or a rune or some form of magical trigger for whatever just happened. Because I rolled quite high on my investigation check and didn't detect any mechanical traps.
Nope. The floor seems actually quite seamless.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You will need to move up.
Yes. I will try and move up to the point where just the threshold into the room. I will try not to enter the room, though, as that seemed to trigger them last time.
All right. So we start from back here.
Yes.
We head forward. You having concentrating on a spell. I am concentrating on you to make sure you don't step across anything.
Mhm.
I grab your shoulder at this point. Make sure
And
you don't go any further.
30 feet into that room, I can detect any magic.
Which will be up to about here, where
Yes.
that second set of crossbows is. All right. There is, well, magic everywhere. All right, but there seems to be a band of magic crossing right here.
All right. School of Magic.
It doesn't fit any schools of magic, but I would give it the closest thing would be to the abjuration.
All right. So there's some sort of ward here which triggers that. All right. Well, most forms of magical protection wards
All right.
can.
Could you also roll an Arcana check? I know it's a little odd on the detect magic, but
All right. Natural 20.
all righty. In that band of magic, you actually, because of your, well, actually, because of partially because of your school you've chosen as a diviner and the fact that you spend a lot of time writing magic and understanding magic, you actually see a band of runic letters that are swirling in there.
Okay. Built working off that natural 20, do I assume that this magic can be dispelled? Most magic can.
No,
No, it cannot be dispelled.
no.
Well, that is problematic.
But you do realize that it might be something important. It is like something it is magically written in there.
All right. Well, if it cannot be dispelled, there might be some way of bypassing it.
Possibly. Well, obviously, because
Yes.
there's a couple of corpses in this room.
Yes. And there aren't a bunch of smashed rods, which presumably means that there was some way of bypassing it and not just destroying them.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm going to fill you in on what I discovered here, just to, so you're up to
Yep.
your information's up to date as well.
My brain's not working.
Hmm. All right. It cannot be dispelled. I'm not entirely sure I want to try teleporting past this because that may not work either. And it's just we're just wasting a spell to do so.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Given the fact that I can see these runic letters in this ward here, I'm going to try and investigate them and see if I can determine with the knowledge I have at the moment if there's a way of disabling or bypassing this trap.
All right.
So investigation?
Yeah,
Or okay.
well, the only thing you can do. You only get one roll of this because it's going to take a bit of time, and your detect magic is going to run its course during
Yes.
this.
And I don't have advantage, I assume, because you cannot see the runes.
Correct.
All right. Middling roll. However, I do get to add 8, so that's a 19.
All right. Can you word specifically what you're looking for, please?
I'm looking at the runes, the letters in there. When I know the fact when runes are used in like glyphs of warding and other forms of traps, that there are sometimes ways of bypassing these traps if they cannot be dispelled. Obviously, there's some way of rendering this safe. Faster. So I'm looking for a way of disarming or bypassing the trap.
You get nothing specific, but you think what's important is what's in these runic letters.
All right. I assume I cannot read them.
No.
All right. Well, my detect magic is going to run its course soon, which means they're going to go back to being invisible. Not dispel them. Comprehend languages might allow me to read these, or may not. But all right. Well, there is one way I can do this. I guess I can
So
give that a try. If you don't mind us waiting a bit.
I'm going to cast comprehend languages, are you?
Yes. At
Right
which
click.
point, my detect magic will run its course.
Yep.
At which point, I will ritual cast the detect magic again. So comprehend
Yep.
languages is not concentration. It lasts an hour.
Yep. I know.
So we'll start with that.
Yep.
And after I finish that, I'll spend 10 minutes of comprehend languages and ritual cast detect magic, which is concentration.
Yep.
And then I will give this another try.
All right. So
At
you
which
walk
point
up.
we've wasted half an hour in this room.
Yeah.
Plus.
You walk up to the band of magic
Yep.
and see swirling before your eyes the word alignment.
Okay. As in the concept of alignment.
Yep. Does the comprehend languages tell you the language something is written in, or you just understand it?
We've done it both ways.
Have we?
So you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language here. You also understand any written words provided you touch the surface of which it is written. Yeah. The spell does not decode secret messages nor glyphs nor arcanes which are not part of a language.
All right. Well,
I can roll if you want.
yeah, roll an intelligence check. We'll go that route.
16.
It is an infernal.
Oh, all right. So we might not be. So it might only allow those of. All right. So it might only allow those of evil alignment to pass because I'm neutral and you're good, and the trap triggered for both of us.
Well, there is. Oh, hold on a sec here. That's above 10. I'll give it to myself. So there's one other word we don't know yet.
What is that?
Something was said when we stepped into the room.
Yes. Oh, you think I? All right. You think one of us should step into the room and?
Well, while you have your comprehend languages going, we
No.
should know the other side of this.
All right. Well, I'd rather not lose concentration on my spell. Would you mind stepping into the room?
Sure.
Yeah, because
The second I pass the threshold, stepping over that band of magic,
yeah.
an ethereal voice reads out, and this time you understand it. It says, password.
Pass. Or okay, so there's a password.
And it is in an infernal.
Okay, so there's a password in Infernal, possibly.
Now, in
Well,
the
I don't
past,
speak Infernal.
in the past,
Yeah.
we have allowed with a performance check for you to utter words that you have seen or heard. as long as comprehend language is going, because you don't. It's not the same as tongues, which you can just say everything, right?
Yes, I don't know if I don't have tongues prepared, so that doesn't help.
Yeah.
I do not know if tongues would even work on whatever this is.
True.
All right. Well, neither of us speak Infernal.
Roll an intelligence check.
All right. I'm rolling a lot of 11s. 16.
You only know one word currently in Infernal:
And what is that?
alignment.
I'll give that a try. I will attempt to say alignment in Infernal to see if that's the password.
All right. Roll a performance check. Got a portent?
Yes. It's not high.
Why? What is it?
It's a 13.
Uh,
So it would be a total of 14 if I used it. I think I'm going to try and roll for this.
all right.
All right, I'll attempt to say alignment in Infernal. Oh, that's terrible. 7.
Uh, it's really a difficult language. You
Yeah.
do not manage it. The devices appear, and they start to glow.
Okay. Are they aiming at me and you, or just you?
They don't aim; they just fire in a direction.
Yes.
They're kind of aligned, basically like this, and they were aligned like that last time, and it fired at us, and we were only here.
Yeah. So the bolts are like magic missiles, and they arc and home in on targets.
Yeah. So I would like you to roll initiative, please. Ugh.
That's terrible. Well, Alice is out of the way at least, so I'm going to remove her from the initiative order. I have a 6.
So do I. So both grab each other and we head back before these things fire.
Yep.
I've been rolling really bad for their initiative.
Okay.
Well, I'm not sure what you tried to say, but it didn't sound good.
Yeah. I was trying to say alignment in Inferno.
Well, good thing I'm not in combat. The numbers I've been rolling.
So we're
Well,
not getting blasted at the moment.
so we back up sufficiently, they just stop glowing and disappear.
All right. I could give it another try.
It seems to be the only way forward.
Yep. All right. I will give it. I will step up.
Yep.
I'll wait for the password to be said again.
Yep.
And this time I will use my portent.
Which
Okay.
is a
Which
13.
brings up to 14.
14. So no rolls involved.
Yep. And I hope that's high enough. It's got to be much clearer this time. It's twice what I rolled last time.
It's not a difficult DC.
No.
It is just has to be intelligible because not everyone speaks clearly.
No.
So you step up. Oh, sorry. I step across the threshold.
I did say it was me this time.
Well, all right. Anyway, you say the word
Yep.
and the devices disappear.
Okay.
The room is now like this.
Okay, so it's empty again.
Yep.
All right, before my detect magic runs its course, I'm going to cross to the other side of the room and examine the door.
All right. Roll an investigation check.
Yeah. That is another 27.
All right. The door is magically locked.
As in by arcane lock, okay.
Yep.
Well, I do have a knock scroll, which can bypass that.
Yep. Either that or dispel magic.
Well, This is a very specific circumstance in which knock is useful.
Yep.
So I will take out the freshly made knock scroll.
Ink barely dry on it.
Well, I made it 2 days ago.
I know.
Yeah. I'm going to pull it out, read it, and I'm going to cast knock on the door.
All right. The arcane lock, because
It's
you're
suppressed for the time being.
you do see through your ability to see magic.
Yeah.
You realize that it's no longer in effect.
All right. Is it open?
Door is closed.
Sorry, is it unlocked?
Only one way to find out.
I will attempt to open the door.
You open the door. Hey. I will skip over this image because
Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. It's a teleporting dungeon.
all right. We step into this room.
Yeah.
And you see, because you have detect magic going, uh, 10 feet to your right is a wall of force. 10 feet to your left is a wall of force. Above you, crackling and energy, you don't even need detect magic to see, is a net hanging from the ceiling that covers that entire area. And in front of us, there's a small table. Can't see it because I didn't have a graphic for it. But right here against this wall is a small table with 3 keys on it. And above that is a keyhole that has 4 settings. It's currently in the down setting. There is a yellow key, a gray key, and a black key. And they're on the, if you look at the keyhole, to the left is a yellow dot, up is a gray dot, and to the right is a black dot.
Okay.
And
This is
you
a puzzle.
notice you see 2 of what we're going to call teleportation circles. The one to the left is destroyed. The one to the right is active. And I would like you to roll an insight check, please.
Insight. Okay. 18.
You notice the one to the left, there still seems to be a bit of energy coming off of it because you've got your detect magic going, and also a bit of smoke and steam. It looks like it's been recently destroyed.
Okay. Like very recently then.
Oh, that is a difficult one.
Well,
But
there's smoke coming off of it.
yeah, not lots. Like it's not filling the corridor or anything.
By the sounds of it, we aren't following after this individual too long. We have basically we're coming quite close after this person. We were brought up to speed and then we were sent here. So they may not be too far ahead of us.
Uh, Basically, if we're following exactly what Malzer said, this individual is probably at this point with 5-6 hours ahead of us.
All right, and still smoking.
Yeah.
Anyway. Right. So 2 walls of force, an energy net, 3 keys and a keyhole, and 1 working teleportation circle.
Yep.
Just to as a side note, by the way, everyone who has ever played an RPG hates teleporting dungeons. They are high up there. They're like on escort mission levels of annoying. All right, so back to the game. All right, which dot on the keyhole is pointing towards the active teleportation circle? You said it was the black one.
Yep.
All right, that might imply we need to use the black key and turn it to the right in order to activate that or deactivate the wall of force. That is a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, this is a bit of a risk. I'm just going to step out into the corridor.
Okay.
I want you to stay there.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just step up to basically where the little table is with the keys and the keyhole.
Yep.
Nothing happens?
Yep.
All right, I guarantee you. All right, there are two ways we can go about this.
Yep.
One, we can try and solve this little puzzle here and hope that we don't cause the energy net to fall.
Yep.
Or I can teleport us through that wall of force
Possibly.
because Dimension Door will let us go through a wall of force, as far as I'm aware.
All right.
However, that might just strand us on the other side with with a with a teleportation circle that we cannot activate.
Possibly.
Possibly. All right. Uh, well, I'm just going to use my detect magic and I'm going to try just. Do I understand what this energy net is? Is it going to be painful if it falls on me?
Roll an Arcana check.
Yeah. That's a natural one. That was not the time for a natural one. That was important. All right. Do you have any preference on which of the two options we pursue?
I finally rolled above 10. My preference would be to preserve spell slots.
Yes, and we have no guarantee. Well, I'm fairly certain it'll get us through the wall of force. However, that doesn't mean the circle will take us anywhere, which might means we're just stranded, or we have to use another dimension door to get back, which is all right. Then I recommend you stay there while I try this.
Right.
Right. I've unsummoned Alice for the time being, by the way. Just
Sure.
I'm gonna pick up the black key.
The second you touch the black key,
What?
a unseen force pushes me into the room, and the door behind us closes and locks.
All right, someone thought of that. Well, so much for that part.
Yep.
Well, we're here now. I'm going to insert the black key into the keyhole, and I will turn
Yep.
it towards the black dot, which you said is the one on the right, which points towards that circle.
Yep.
All right, let's see what happens.
You do so, and you get a rather unique experience as you see the crackling energy of the net above us change in color to black as it drops down on top of this. I would like a saving throw, please.
This may not be good. What saving throw am I making?
I am checking just to make sure. It is a Constitution saving throw.
I am good at those. I'm not
Ooh.
proficient in Constitution saving throws. I probably should do something about that. I rolled a 19 total to save, thanks to my ring of protection.
Yeah, it's nice having those, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm somewhere in the 20s. Um,
Well, hopefully that's both enough for both of us.
we are encompassed in necrotic energy,
That's never
tries
fun.
to, yeah, which is tempting to disrupt our life force to a total of 14 points of damage, halved to 7.
All right.
And you get that really annoying feeling that this may or may not be permanent for a while.
Oh, so even with a saving throw, that might have decreased my maximum hit points.
You're not sure. It's really bizarre. It's an unlike any necrotic energy you've felt before.
All right. And
Hold on a sec. At this point, the key pops out of the lock. The uh, the the mechanism clicks down to the bottom slot again, and the net rises up.
that didn't work. I rolled a total of 12 on my concentration check to maintain concentration on detect magic.
Lots, lots.
Yep. All
So
right.
that didn't work.
That did not work. All right, I'll take the key out and return it
Oh
to.
no, it already popped out.
All right, so it's on the table again.
Yeah.
All right. There's no writing here or anything because I still have comprehend languages going. Obviously, that. All right, so there's
Uh,
no instructions. There's just these three colored dots and these three keys.
yep.
All right.
Did you roll an investigation check in here? I can't remember.
No, I investigated the door.
Hmm.
I can do that now, though,
Yep.
with your assistance because you're here.
Yeah.
And somehow I roll worse. It's still a 19, but it's not
You
another
do,
27.
you do notice the tracks that we've been following head to the right.
All right, but there's a all right, so there's a destroyed teleportation circle there, which does not give us a lot. All right. Well, two keys left and two positions left.
Yep.
If my theory is correct, which, given the fact we just took damage, is probably is an indication my theory is wrong,
Mm-hmm.
we would take the gold key and turn it to the left.
You want to do that?
Well, there is another option. There is a gray key that's pointing up, which might, if it's pointing up, it might have something to do with that net, and it might turn it off.
All right.
All right. Well, they went that way.
Mm-hmm.
That circle has been decimated, so I do not see how effective that is going to be. But it did work, obviously, for them. However, we don't. This still doesn't tell us which of these keys they used. It could just be the fact that I'm right the third time, and that it's we have to take the silver key and turn it up and deactivate these traps, possibly.
Which one do you want to try? You got two choices.
Well, the black key did necrotic damage,
Yep.
so the gold key is probably going just going off of that type of energy is probably going to be radiant or electricity,
Mm-hmm.
and the gray one or the silver one might just turn us to stone for all I know.
So which do you feel like?
All right. It is also possible that the gold key just deactivates these traps, and they went that way. And something destroyed that circle, which could have just been them, I suppose, if they were covering their tracks. Yes, lots of speculation here, not a lot of action.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, gold or silver? That's the
Gold or gray?
gold or gray. No, no. Technically, you said yellow or gray.
All right. Yellow or gray? Yellow, gray, and black.
Yes. I guess I was just thinking these are gold, silver, and ebony are technically types of metals. All right. Well, if you'll indulge my curiosity a bit longer and the fact that we probably might take damage out of this or get turned to stone, I'm going to take the gray key and I'm going to stick it in the keyhole and turn it up.
All right.
The fact that it's pointing up is the only thing that gives me any indication that's going to affect this at all.
All right. You turn the key up.
Yes.
There is a crackling, but this time it's not black energy. It is just like almost like,
Gray?
well, it's like electricity.
Okay.
And that drops.
Oh dear.
I need to roll a Constitution saving throw.
And so do I.
Ooh. DC of 16. I fail. Wow.
Well, I rolled a 14. I think I heard you say 16 there.
You
Oh,
do
wait,
not
is
have
this
to roll.
Constitution or Dexterity? What's.
Don't worry about it. You don't have to roll.
I don't?
Nope, you do not. I take 10 points of force damage.
All right, so it's force, not electricity or petrification.
Yeah, and you do not take any damage at all. You
Why
feel
did I not
perfect.
take any damage?
And the walls of force disappear as the net goes up.
Okay, I said quickly. I think we should head towards that other circle before they come back.
All right. I stumble along beside you.
Yeah, I drag you as much as I can. All right, so I did something right, obviously, but you got hurt.
Oh, I finally rolled a good number.
So
Well, the password again this place was alignment.
yeah. Oh, so so this
You
place doesn't
rolled,
take kindly to good
well,
people?
no, you put a neutral key in, gray,
Oh, so this entire place is one big test of alignment.
and because I'm not neutral, I took damage.
So the first, okay, so that's what you think it
Because
is?
and because you use the correct key,
Uh,
you use the correct key, you are allowed to go. I'm just going because, well, the force fields are down.
I'm allowed to, I didn't get to stop you. Okay.
Yeah.
Usually it's white, gray, and black, but okay.
Well, this is a very old facility. They have a different setup.
Anyway, not important. Oh, well, I didn't take damage. How long did tech magic do I have left?
When did you cast that again?
I cast it the same time, just after I cast comprehend languages in the previous room.
It is almost going to run its course at this point. Actually, yeah, it's basically gone.
All right. If I have any time of it left, I'll just check this circle before it dissipates.
You can see it from where you're standing, so yeah, it's magical.
All right. And School of Magic is, I assume, Conjuration, which is a teleportation circle.
Yeah, it is the same as all the others that we've
All
seen.
right. Well, unless you want me to recast Detect Magic now, or wait until we see what's on the other side of this.
Um, Two schools of thought. One is
They're ahead of us.
they're ahead of us, another 10 minutes wasted.
Yeah. The
The
other
other thing
school of thought
is,
is they're hours ahead of us. 10 minutes isn't going to make much difference.
and the other thing is, we may not have time for a ritual spell when we get to the other side.
All right. I'm going to take the view that they're hours ahead of us. I'd rather proceed with caution.
All right. While you are sitting there and going through a ritual cast of detect magic,
Yeah.
the barriers pop back up. The net is there again.
However, we are on the other side now, so we're fine.
Yep.
All right. Recast Detect Magic as a ritual. And then not to waste too much time of it, or the fact that I've also probably wasted a good 20 minutes plus of, sorry, good 20 minutes of my comprehend languages at this point. Let us proceed.
All right. So we walk up to the teleportation circle and step into it. And this is where we're going to take our break.
And this is where we're going to take our break.
Yep.
All right, then.